Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz, and today I have for you all the Scavenger Bakris set, also known as Atrak's Vengeance. Now this set is based around the Mask of Bakris, as well as the Stasis subclass. Now if you do like this fashion build, then I highly recommend checking out my Hellfire Hunter set, as well as some of my other Hunter fashion builds, which I'll leave in the description. But yeah, if you end up liking the video, then please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel, and without further ado, it's time to get straight into the set. So here's the entire set. Now before I get into the armor pieces used, I do want to explain the reasoning behind the set, so it makes more sense to you all. So start off with the helmet. The Mask of Bakris, if you didn't know, is made of parts of Atrak from the Deepstone Crypt raid. Now the idea behind the set was to show like a resurrected Atrak coming back to get his revenge, hence why I gave it a rusted look to show it's been worn down and abandoned. And something nice about it as well is that it actually glows yellow, the glow. Now Atrak usually glows like a purple, and the reason why I wanted a yellow or red was to show that it's depleting its life. So he's like clinging onto life, like in games where you take damage and it goes right around the border to show that you're really hurt. That's sort of what I wanted to do with the glow color. So yeah, I think it turned out really well. It is definitely one of my more interesting sets I've made, and I think this can really help you all out for any of you which are struggling to use the Mask of Bakris in a set. Now if you do see anything here that you don't have, I'll leave a timestamp on screen so you can skip ahead to the alternatives. But anyways, I'm going to go over this set here right now. So like I mentioned, the helmet is the Mask of Bakris. For any of you new, this is from Legend of Master Lost Sectors. Now it does not have any ornaments. I'm hoping the Bungie do add one at some point with like a cleaner look. That would be really awesome. But the shader that goes on it is Descendant Vex Chrome. Now this is from the shader bundle in the Eververse archive. Definitely pick this up if you're a new player. It's probably one of the best rusted shaders you can use in the game. Now the arms are the Interlaced grips ornament from this season's pass. Now obviously, like I mentioned, I chose this to show this exposed arm to give it more of that exo look, and it just has a really nice glow, which if you didn't know does shader, so you can change this up quite well because the other glows on this set also change colour, so you can really go with any shader you want, even if you just want a full clean look. Instead of like a rusted one like I've gone with. Now again, the shader is Descendant Vex Chrome. Now something really weird about the Hunter arms compared to the other classes is that this little bit here usually shaders, but on the Hunter it remains blue. That's the only bad thing about these arms, but other than that you won't really notice it in game. Then as for the chestplate with the Prime Zealot Cuirass, now this is from the Vault of Glass raid. Now what I wanted to do was have a little bit of glow here to show it wiring through the underneath of the chest, and I think that really helps give off that look here. And this is a great chest plate and set overall for new players, as pretty much everyone has access to it. And then the shader again is Descendant Vex Chrome. Then the boots here, possibly the hardest piece to get in this set, is the Virtuous Strides ornament from the Season of Dawn pass. Now don't worry, I will show alternatives later on. Now there is a weird issue with this glow, and that is the fact that the outer side doesn't glow that much, but the inner side glows fully. As you can see, it's really odd, but honestly it doesn't really affect the set much at all. And again, was just to get that exo look on the boots. Transitions quite nicely with the chest plate at the top here as well, so that's why I quite like it, and has more of the glow bits at the top. And then as for the cloak, to get that rusted look, I used the Substitutional alloy cloak from the Season of Undying pass, and then I used rusted iron to give it more of that rusted colour to match with the chest plate. Now obviously you can use Descendant Vex Chrome, but I didn't quite like the blue colour, so I just matched it with the rust, and obviously the moss could pop out a bit more, showing more of that, like, you know, abandoned look to it. So yeah, that is pretty much my entire set. Feel free to let me know what you think of it in the comments below. But yeah, I'm now going to go over some alternative arms and shaders you can use on the set. Now I'm going to start off with some alternative shaders, as I know not everyone likes the rusted look. And I've gone ahead and switched out the cloak as well, as I know a lot of clean shaders won't work with that cloak. So starting off, Boreal Char is a very nice shader to use. Quite nice light colours. The only issue I see is that the arms have a white glow and the chest has a blue glow. Now Omnicronia is a really nice shader if you want a gold look. I really do like this, and this is simply from the Victory of the Vault bundle. And also some other shaders that work really well from the shader bundle is Metro Shift, giving it a black and blue look with a purple glow. This looks really nice as well, although you could probably change up the cloak for like a darker shader, and that could still work really well on the set. And something else I quite like is Welded Brass from the Season of Dawn, gives a more sinister look to the helmet. But really this shaders very well this entire set. so you could try out any shade you want and it can pretty much work very well with it. Now anyways, I'm going to go over some armor alternatives. So I'm going to start off with the harder pieces, which are the boots and the cloak. So start off with the boots. Again, you want something quite like EXO-like, so the Interlaced, if you have got them from this season, they can work really well with this set. Again, they shade extremely well, so you can pretty much work with any shader, and they do have a slight glow here, as you can see. That is also shaderable. Another one that could look pretty good though is the Siege Break from the Season of Arrivals. The only issue is in shadable white here, and the fact that it's not symmetrical. It doesn't matter though, because the chest plate and the arms aren't symmetrical either. And obviously if you do have it, the phenotype plasticity from the Season of Undying could somewhat work. The only issue you're really going to have with this is the white glow that can't shader. It obviously is a cool look to have part of your Guardian leg be your Vex leg, and that obviously would somewhat work with the resurrected Atrak set. But honestly on a female, they're a bit odd looking, they're a bit bulky as well. So that's why I don't really like them. So an alternative I would recommend is the Prime Zealot from the Vault of Glass raid. It has some good leather with plating going over it. Like I said, the set isn't symmetrical at all, so this would really work on the set. But like I said, most of these alternatives I'm showing shade extremely well with any shader. The only thing you're going to have to look out for when using these boots is trying to match the leather here with the underarm of the chest plate, and then you're pretty much sorted. Then moving on to some cloak alternatives. So starting off with the Vault of Glass again, you could use the Shattered Cloak, although smaller cloaks on this helmet look a bit odd. I don't really like them as such, but I know some people may like it. Now something else you could try is the Memory of Cade, a bit more open look, so more light will get through to the helmet. With some looks, having the helmet be like masked and having only the glow showing can look somewhat better, but it could also work with this cloak. Unfortunately, the white does not shader, but you can get this from legendary engrams. Then moving on to Dreambane Cloak, some may disagree, but I quite like this. It doesn't look too bad and it shaders quite well. It is definitely better for a more roughened up look, as you could see, so you want to try and go with something with a bit of scuffs to it, and that could really work well with this. And you get this cloak from the Shadowkeep campaign. And again, for newer players, the Coronation Cloak from Legendary Engrams could also look really nice. Like I mentioned, cloaks that come forward and cast a shadow really help with this helmet. Now if you don't like the little silver bits around the side here, you can also just get the cloak called Helm from Legendary Engrams. Has a very similar design, just gets rid of all that stuff on the side here. And then for any of you which want more of that scavenger look, the Cinder Pinion Cloak from Crucible Weeklies can also look really cool. Now for the chestplate and arms, I ain't really going to show anything at all because these two are still obtainable, and I think they're pretty much the best things you can use for this sort of look. But something I do want to show is the Deepstone Crypt Raid armor. So here's the entire Deepstone Crypt Raid set. I wouldn't so much recommend the arms and the cloak for this, as they look a little bit odd. If you are trying to pair with the interlaced arms though, then they can look pretty good here. So yeah, they are pretty much all the alternative armor and shaders I wanted to show you all. I'm now going to be showing you all the rest of the pieces in this set. So starting off with the holstered gun, I chose the Cerberus +1 to match with that scavenger look. Then for the ghost shell I chose the shank to match with that fallen theme, but also it does look pretty nice with the rusted iron. And also it has an orange glow which somewhat matches with the glow colour of the set. Then the sparrow here is the invasive species, again to match that moss with the cloak. The only issue here is that the glow here is white and actually cannot shader, but I used rusted iron again to let that moss stand out a bit more. And then the ship is the Shadow Trespass. I've used this before and it looks really awesome. I just love how it's exposed with the electric here. It's all just like broken apart and definitely matches with the look we're trying to go for here. So yeah, that is pretty much my Atrax's Vengeance set. It's a bit of a different take on the Mask of Bakris, giving it more of a scavenger look, and honestly I think that's better suited as the normal design of the helmet is pretty like roughened up. But yeah, if you do like the build, then please drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to comment down below what you think of the set. Now I will also leave my Hellfire Hunter set and my Fashion Builds playlist in the description, so you all can go and check them out as well. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching and for all the amazing support on the recent videos. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.